Today, we are so excited to have some of our special invited from the different generations of Access. Now, we're going to interview them, making some questions in order to find out how Access was. So, let's get started, okay? The first question is, how was your experience in Access?
Woo! I can tell it's been a long time since I graduated from Access, and I have a really bad memory. Uh, Actually, I'm even called Dory from Finding Nemo because I have like a really bad memory, so I can barely remember. But that's a lifetime experience. I can tell you that since when I was at Access, um, we learned a lot. I think that if it was not because of Access, uh, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I know that you have more questions, so I don't want to go like deeper. But I would like to say that it was a great experience. That opened me a lot of doors, even in my professional or personal career. So it was a good experience. And now that you guys have the opportunity to be here, I really want to say that you guys should take advantage of that. So, yeah.
My experience in Nexus, well, it was very fascinating. It was amazing. Um, I've been in Access for 2 years. Makes me discover a lot of things that I didn't know about myself. It makes me create a family. Also, one of my best friends came from Access. Also, and there's a lot of things that you guys might never know because I was, talking with Mr. Walloon, and he told me, sorry, that you guys were receiving these classes online, but there's a lot of things that Access also has to offer to you that are not the same when you're receiving these classes online, but presently, sorry. So yeah, my experience was very amazing. I will not change a thing of that experience, and I miss it a lot. In fact,
My experience in Access was so cool, and I can tell you there is an experience that you never forget. Was in Access, I met a lot of people, but I did a lot of things. But one of the most impacted things that I did was participate in MSOA expeditions.
Do you consider Access meet your expectations during and after the program?
It meted and exceeded the expectations that I had, because I remember that when I entered Access, I didn't know what it was. I know that it was like a kind of scholarship, an English scholarship, but I didn't know what it was. At that time, I thought it was just something that I was just going to receive some English classes and that. But then I realized that it was more than English classes. It was an opportunity. It was like a family, because you can see now that it's been like 8 years, uh, 8 years, I think, or even like 10 years, 9 or 10 years since I graduated, and we're still here. So it's a family, and I can tell you that it exceeds my expectations. So yeah.
I consider
That's
yes.
true.
When you mentioned that, I think that expectations was learn English. Okay, I learned English, and then we have the other expectation. Like I didn't know that it was going to be part of a dance club or participating in expositions, and that things that make CCA so cool.
What is the part that you most like and most dislike from Access?
I will say the part that I liked the most was the people. The people is the way that you share with, the experiences that you live there. For example, I don't know, Mister, and I don't know if you can tell me if this generation will have the opportunity to go to Ansoa.
No
Well,
yet.
Not yet.
that's something that no, they haven't been to MSOA due to restrictions. Yeah, we're still waiting on the answer for that. Mhm.
Okay, but I hope you guys can make it. But that's something. Oh my gosh, something that you keep talking about even through the years. Uh, it's something amazing. Um, the people that you meet there, the contacts that you create, and the part that I didn't like, I would say homework. No, it's responsibilities, and you have to do it. But no, homework is important. Just do it, okay?
I think didn't not to be so long with the new generation because I think we have to share with the little ones. And I think it's something like you want to be part of the family, okay? And I think it's the time with them was too short. And but if you ask me right now if I do dislike something about Access, I'll say that Access is a tiny program because it's just for a little group of people. And I really hope that one day this program can be so big that so many people can be able to be part of them.
Mm, well, the thing that I most dislike is that it's over. But there were a lot of things that I didn't agree with within my 2 years in the program. Mr. Wallon knows that very well, but at the end of the day, those things were outside of the program. The program in general, it's very amazing. It has a very transparent process, and they provide us a very incredible opportunity to learn English. So I wouldn't say a thing that I dislike, and I will say that I loved all the experiences that they gave to you, the campaments, the opportunity to travel. I don't know if
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
like I said before, all those things that you might have not like
Oh, I see.
enjoyed. But in my generation, there were a lot of things, and also the activities that we made. Like there were a lot of things that I can give you guys a list, and I will not end with all the things that I love about Access.
What would you recommend us to do when we finish Access?
Okay. I will talk about my personal experience. I know there's a lot of people who went through a lot of process being on Access. I know some people is even out of the country, which is great. Talking about my experience, what I did while I was in Access, I started working before graduate from there. So what I did is that I started working at Ally Global at that time. So I remember that gave me the opportunity to practice my English. So what I will say is that you keep in constant learning. Um, Try not to limit yourself to what you learn at Access. Try to keep learning something new. For example, if that day you have a lesson at class, go home and then try to learn something new, not just what you learn at Access, because Access is a tool, but what you learn by yourself is what will keep opening different doors on your life. So just don't limit yourself to one thing. Okay, just try to keep learning.
When you finish Access, you have to looking for another education program because it's important for you and for everyone to keep having this education in your life. That's the most important advice I can give you. Keep studying, keep learning, look scholarship, look for good jobs, look for a great experience, and keep moving, always keep moving.
To continue learning English, like do not get this only opportunity and stay with that. No, you have to continue. You have to continue learning. You have to continue improving your vocabulary, and also you have to know and you have to understand that this opportunity will open to you amazing doors. Like out there, there's a lot of things that you can do, and the fact that they choose you, that the United Embassy choose you to be in this program, is something that will amaze everyone, because that means that you are a good perspective in any field, that you are capable of a lot of things. So this is not, when you graduate from Access, it's not the end but the beginning of everything. So please continue learning, please continue doing the things that you love and you like, and doing those things that you've learned from Access and you discover from yourself in Access. Continue working on that, and that will be my advice.
What do you study in the university and what do you currently do in your work?
I recently graduated for my marketing degree. So I'm not studying right now. I just graduated last month, and I'm currently working at an American company that is a marketing research in the side of marketing and accounting side. So I'm working and not currently studying, and I have my own business that is for branding and marketing side. So yes.
I'm an outdoor educator, so I create spaces for learning to learning about leadership, working in the outdoor. I I work with expeditions. I work with high ropes. I don't know if you know what is a high ropes, like rappel, canopy, obstacles that are in the air, but with harness in high ropes. Or how the word said is high ropes. Sorry, I don't know how to explain it better, but I think you have the idea.
Right now, I'm studying at the university and I'm working in the first shipping company worldwide. And yeah, that's what I do.
Do you think access is something important to mention in a job interview?
It is. It is actually when you mentioned that you were on a business. I'm sorry, in a micro scholarship given by the U.S. Embassy. It's good because it opens you a lot of doors. Because I remember that when everything that I'm going to say is based on my own experience. Okay, I'm not gonna like tell you something that talking about someone else. So I'm talking about my own experience. I remember that I mentioned that on my resume, and I told the interviewer that I learned English at a micro scholarship given by the U.S. At that time, my English was not that good, and even though right now my English, I have an accent. I have an accent, and that's okay. That's okay. Don't try to, how can I say this? Don't try to sound like an American, because at this time, guys, it's really difficult. I know some people have the talent to sound like American people. It's okay, but we are not natives. So if you don't sound like an American, it's okay. And when you mentioned that you were in a micro scholarship given by the U.S., the people will know that you were given the tools, the education, and the the everything, the books, the professional education, the teachers, and everything, to have the learning to be there. So you will have the knowledge, but probably you don't have the practice. So they will think about they will think that you are that you can practice there and that you can keep growing there. So if you're in an interview, and I hope you guys are following me here. If you're in an interview and you mention this, and probably your English is not that good, but they see that you were graduated from Access, for example, you were graduated from Access, they will see, oh, okay, probably his or her English is not this good, but we will give the opportunity. Okay, probably this person can keep practicing, and we will give it the job. That was my experience at that time. My English was not that good, and that's how I kept learning. So yeah, I think it's important to mention it at a job interview.
I think yes, it's important to talk about your scholarships. That you it's important because they consider that you have an experience fighting for something that you really want. And I think that you were selected for a group of students, and you are the one who gets the scholarship. That shows that you are someone that fight for something that you really want. I think it's important to mention it.
Well, of course, yes, I do believe so. Yeah, and that's comes with a little of what I mentioned before, because when you're in a job interview and they ask you why do you study in Access or why did you learn English in Access, you can explain that you've been granted with this scholarship, which means that they saw saw in you guys something that was really important for the program, and also that you develop a lot of things. You develop your English, you develop skills, you develop abilities, and that's like, I believe that that's a good impression for every job interview. So yeah,
Yeah.
please mention it. Please mention that was something that you granted because of your efforts, and that also gave you the opportunity to learn English. So nowadays it's very important to know English in every job. So please mention it.
There are many jobs opportunities where you can put into practice what you have learned in Access, or there are just only call centers.
No, there are many other opportunities, not just the call centers. For example, um, I started at a call center. I think it's very important that you manage the English, even if you don't have the accent. That's what I was telling you. But this is the probably for me. This could be the first step. Manage the English very well. Then that will open you different doors depending on how you use the tool of this opportunity, how you use Access, how this Access tool you use it on your favor. For example, if you have now the English well managed, the now, for example, if you work at a call center, now you have the practice, now you have the English, and you have learned something else that I was telling you at the beginning, that keep on a constant learning. Now you have two new tools that you can that you can use on your favor, and now you can use it for something else. For example, I started working at a call center. Then at that time, I had the English. Now I had my marketing degree. I combined those two, and now I am working at an American company that they make marketing studies, right? So I'm not working at a call center anymore. So don't limit yourself, or don't think that if you know English is just for a marketing. I'm sorry, it's just for a call center. That's not the only job that you can achieve. So English is just a tool, guys. English will open you a lot of doors, but it's not everything. You need to keep trying to learn more things, but English is just the first step. It depends on you and what are your goals and how you can use the English on your favor. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely like that part that you were saying that English is only the base. Cause from then on we can mix English with other things that we are good in.
Yeah, and don't take me wrong. Don't take me wrong. Actually, call centers are really good. I remember the call centers. The call center was my first job, and I started for over 4 years. I escalated for supervisor in the first 3 months. So it's a really good job. It's a really good experience, but it's not there. You need to keep in a constant learning. You need to keep trying to focus on new things on your life.
There's a lot of opportunities out there, not only call centers. And I'll explain you guys something. When I graduated from Access, my first, well, what I do know is that I didn't want to apply to a call center. That was my last option. So my first job after graduating from Access was in the airport, and I didn't know nothing. I have no experience. I only got the opportunity, and that was because I knew English. So yeah, I got the interaction with the customers. I improved my English also, and it was not a call center. So my second job was in the shipping company. And my ex-boss, he really loves people who came from Access. In fact, they believe that we have good abilities, good skills, and a good level of English. So I remember that I was the third person that got the job that was from Access. And when I go out of that company, there were like 7 of us from Access working there. So you have to look out the opportunities, not think that, oh, because I only know English and I have no experience, I only can work in a call center. No. So yeah, you have to look out there. If English is a requirement, okay, you have it. But it is also about what are you good in, what are your abilities, what are your skills, what do you want to, in what field do you want to start your career. So look out forward to that and apply. Continue applying until you get the job that you want. But do not focus on call center. Please make a call center your last option.
Okay. Do you think you will have the same salary if you have not been in Access?
No.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because right now I'm working directly with that American company, so I'm not tied to a Honduran company. That means that how can I explain it? Since I'm not tied to a Honduran company, that means that the American company give me all the benefits from them. So that means that I can escalate to a different salary coming from US. So those are different benefits. Here in Honduras, I know the situation is like very difficult, and we just have like I know the opportunities are, sometimes the people say that we don't have like so many opportunities, but that's a lie. But I will say that there's more opportunities that you guys can see. And if I didn't know English at this time, I didn't have the access to have the salary that I have right now. So yeah, trust me, Access it's a great tool. More than a tool, it's a blessing.
I have not the slightest idea of that. But what I do know is that, as I mentioned before today, any job requires low levels of English. But beyond that, Access does not only give you a language. It also prepares you and work on you. So you have to take advantage of that. Not only the language, but all the things that Access develop on you, and use that to your job applications, and you will escalate and you will be better. But yeah, I have no idea, but what I do know is that where I am now, I can say thank you to Access because of that.